it was live, but it was unlisted, so it wasn't public. So, woo, there's a fire truck going past. So I'm just testing this because I've not done this before. But I wanted to tell you another story. So I'm just waiting at my building for one of my colleagues to come. I'm early for work, but I left my key card at home, so the extra work I wanted to do earlier I can't do until somebody comes to let me in. Anyway, so the story I wanted to tell you was another remarkable tale of survival. And the remarkable tale of survival was to do with the floods in Texas. And as you know, there have been those terrible floods in Texas, and it was to do. I don't know if you guys saw this. Let me move away from these people. If you saw this dog that survived, the owner had put a GPS tracker on the dog, and the GPS tracker tracked the dog, and the GPS tracker. Well, the owner was away, and then the storm hit. And so they could see from the GPS tracker, they could track it on their phone, and they could see that the dog was not where it was supposed to be. It wasn't at home. It got washed away by the floods. And then they could see in the evening, they could see that the dog was moving around. So they're like, okay, well, at least the dog's alive. And then when they sent their sister to go and find it, well, then the dog stopped moving. So the dog was washed away by the floods, and they could tell from the GPS tracker that the dog stopped moving, so they thought maybe the dog was dead. And so they sent their sister to go and find this dog. And the GPS tracker on the dog's collar had a sound, so you could make the sound, like when you lose your keys. Anyway, so the sister was able to find the dog, and the poor dog was stuck in the mud. And so he survived. Yeah, the sister got him out of the mud, and so that was a miraculous survival story from the Texas floods. So, is anybody else sick of Harry and Meghan? Do you think that the relationship is at an end? I'm not so sure. People are saying, they're living separate lives and it's all at an end. I don't think Meghan's going to let him go. Honestly, he's just... Oh, hello, Dillygaff. How are you? I'm locked out of my building at work. It's 7:20 or so in the morning, and I forgot to bring my key card to work. So I thought I would just hop on and say hello. Do you think that Meghan and Harry's relationship is over? I'm not sure that it's a marriage anymore. Oh, there's another fire truck going past. That's the second one. I'm not sure that it is over. I don't think she's going to let him go, really. Not unless she's got something else lined up, which I can't see anybody else wanting her. Hello. Oh, does that mean we have to go home? No, waiting for a colleague, because there's another colleague of mine who comes in pretty early, so I'm waiting for her to come in. That's why I'm sitting in the lobby of the building, and when she comes in, I'll nab her and go up the lifts with her. Pity I don't have my cards with me. For months I used to carry my cards in my backpack. So maybe I should put them back in the backpack. Riley is cool. Hello, how are you? What do you guys think? Do you think Meghan is finished with Harry? Inspirational Shepherd Puppy. Hello, I love your name. Hi, I'm Autumn and I'm 13 and I have ADHD and autism. I often get bullied by my classmates because I have a blood velvet eye and no pupil on one of them, and my boyfriend has cheated on me. Oh my goodness. Well, one thing I can tell you, Inspirational Shepherd Puppy, most of my family members have got ADHD and autism, so I'm a successful lawyer. I'm a partner in an incredible law firm. So having ADHD and autism is not the end of the world, I can tell you that. And it'll help you to focus. And the difficult times that you go through early in life can help you to be more sympathetic and helpful to others later in life. So my one son is studying to become a psychologist, and he's going to be helping people. And then my other son works in a call center for it's called Centrelink, like Social Security. So he helps people to find out what benefits they can get, and if they've had a hard time, if they can get an emergency payment. So both of them, because they've had a difficult time, they've had an experience of being bullied, and pretty much they dedicate their lives to helping others. And so that's a useful thing to know. It's a useful thing to know. Alrighty. Oh, is it a troll? Okay, thanks, Dillygaff. Riley is cool. Hello, Riley is cool. How are you? What is everybody up to today? I'm just waiting to be let into my building. So yeah, I was talking about Harry. Man, that thing about, he's sharing his diary with the royal family, so therefore it's an olive branch. Puke, puke. No, it's not. It's just another controlling thing on his part. This is my diary, and you have to work around me. Oh, Rainbow, Dillygaff, your pain is easing a little. I can yawn a little. I must remember to watch out for my colleague because I'm getting so interested in this conversation. Yeah, my jaw as well. It's been so sore. Apparently, in my case, it's stress. But I'm glad that you're feeling a bit better, Dillygaff. If anybody has any questions or want to chat, please hop in the chat and chat. So yeah, Harry in Botswana. Last time he disappeared in Africa, he was gone for like 3 weeks, wasn't he? I think he went into rehab that time. Not sure about this time, but I do hope that he is visiting those friends in Botswana, the one that he calls his second mum. I hope he is, because hopefully they can give him a kick up the arse and tell him that he needs to behave himself. I think, everybody says that the content that Meghan and Harry put out, complaining about the royal family and lying about the royal family, that was their only hit because they were dishing the dirt on the royal family. I don't think it was a hit because they were dishing the dirt on the royal family. I think it was a hit because it was one of the first, it was the first TV series that they made. I think it would have been successful if they had said nice things about the royal family. And so, Beehive. Hello, where in New Zealand are you? I lived in Wellington for about a decade. Well, actually Tawa, which is outside of Wellington. And my brother still lives in Tawa, and my other brother lives in outside of Auckland. He's got a little farm outside of Auckland. Oh, what was I saying? Yeah, I think Harry and Meghan's, the Harry and Meghan documentary, I think that would have been successful if they had said nice things about the royal family as well. And it would have aged a lot better. It would have aged a lot better. That's my view. What do you think? Live in New Plymouth. Oof. I don't think I ever went to New Plymouth. Is it freezing cold there? It's pretty cold here. It must be early there. Because I think we're 3 hours ahead, depending on daylight savings. Anyway, so I think that Harry and Meghan, their biggest miscalculation was to think that they could be victims forever. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. That people have got real world problems. It's difficult to think of a multimillionaire as a victim. If they were able to be half in and half out, they would never have said bad thing about the royal family. I agree, Dillygaff. And I think that's something that people lose sight of. They only complained and said those mean things because they were told no. It's like a toddler throwing a tantrum. When you go into a store and they want a toy or a sweet, and you say, yes, you can have it, then they well behave. And as soon as you say no, then they, oh, Munchie, hello. Oh, yes, of course, BB, you're ahead of us, not behind us. Good to hear that the sun is out. Hello, Munchie, we're just chit-chatting about Harry and Meghan. And Dillygaff was saying that Harry and Meghan would not have said bad things about the royal family if they were allowed the half in, half out. And I think they're still angling for the half in, half out. Yeah, I think that's what they're still angling for. But I don't know. Where do you think it will end? I'd love to know. What do you think? Where do you think it will end with Harry and Meghan? It can't keep going on like this forever, surely. Hopefully not. Everybody's sick of them. I don't know. What was the end game? I know people say that Meghan always wanted to leave the royal family and trade off her royal titles, but how did she think it was going to end? Did she really think she was better than the royal family and people would want to associate with her instead of them? Munchie says, I think we will start seeing the end when William becomes king. He will protect his family. I agree. I think there's I wouldn't say hard quality to William. I'd say more backbone, you know. He's got a bit of a backbone. And I don't want to be mean about King Charles. I mean, he's gone through a lot as well, and he's ill. But it's difficult. It's difficult to say no to your children, especially when you see they're being manipulated. But I do think Charles should, for the sake of the monarchy, not leave this problem for William to take care of. I think that that's very... It's not a good legacy for him to leave his son, but I think if he was going to do something, Charles would have done something already. That's if Charles doesn't end up making the monarchy fail. Fall. I don't know. I don't think people will end the monarchy now. They're waiting for King William. Munchie says, I agree. He was trained by Queen Elizabeth. King Charles has a soft spot for Harry. He always has. Yeah. And look, my now adult children have done things that have not always been the greatest things, and yeah, it's difficult. I do have very soft spots for them, and one of them has issues with drugs, which he's now quit drugs, which I'm so proud of him for. But I know it's a temptation that's in the back of the mind. So I can understand how a parent who has kids can have a soft spot for them. To be fair, Harry is his son no matter what. Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. I don't know what I would do if I was in Charles's position. I would like to think that I would cut them off publicly, as in take them off that website, make sure that they can't claim to be acting on behalf of the monarchy, but then privately reach out and try and make amends with him. Marianne von Trapp. Will my son recover from his operation, maybe, from his broken leg? Hello, Marianne. I don't have my cards with me. So I can't read cards. Let me just tap in intuitively for you, Marianne. Yeah, I'm getting a very strong sense of healing. He does need to rest a lot, okay? And then once he's finished resting, he really will need to do the physio exercises that the physios recommend. So he's got a fantastic chance of a complete recovery, but he really needs to do the exercises that his physio recommends, and the exercises might be painful, and so he's going to need a lot of help and love and support with that. And it's really important for you to help him with his medication, to make sure that he doesn't over-medicate and that he doesn't take the medication longer than absolutely necessary. Munchie says, maybe do what Queen Elizabeth did with Andrew. Yeah, I agree. BB says, I don't think she will succeed at anything. People like her. She was so mean to the Queen, despicable duo. Yeah, I agree, BB. How can anybody be mean to Queen Elizabeth? And what an amazing lady who she never ever let on, Queen Elizabeth. I don't think in her wildest dreams she ever thought that those two would be as despicable as they are. Dilligaff, Charles should be putting the monarchy first. Yeah, Yeah, theoretically, but love is a funny thing. Michelle Eccles, hello, hello. We're just having a chit chat. I'm early at work and I forgot my I forgot my key card, so I can't get in. I can't get in. Um, Marianne Von Trapp, thanks. Absolute pleasure, my lovely. And do come to my live on, it's Saturday morning in Australian time and Friday evening in the Northern Hemisphere. And I can do a proper card read for you. Queen always did country first. Yeah, but the Queen was a different character, eh? She was forged in a different time, and I think part of the difficulty with Charles is that it took so long for him to actually have any power. Maybe he got comfortable with not taking any action, and I honestly think one of those. I love Queen Elizabeth. Don't get me wrong, but I think a mistake that she made was hanging in till the end. I really think she should have made Charles a regent or given him some kind of power so that he could start acting, as a monarch or having more royal power. Or even do what Queen Marguerite did, abdicate while she's still alive so that she could guide him and help him and be there as a sounding board. Wouldn't it be amazing if the Queen could see her son as the monarch? I hope. Yeah, the Netherlands. That's right. Sorry, the Netherlands. Queen Marguerite. And wouldn't it be lovely if the Queen could have seen her son as the king? And I really hope that. I hope that Charles will do that for William, but I don't see him doing it. I really don't see him doing it. It took so long for him to be king. Hello, M. Smith. Hello. How are you? If he wants the title king, he should not leave the stuff for William. I agree, M. Smith. I absolutely agree. It's not fair. It's not fair. And this Harry issue is going to hang over William's reign, and it's sort of going to be, I don't know, not say a defining thing, but it's certainly going to be like a ghost, a spectre. Yeah, it's like a cloud hanging over him. It's kind of like when you start a new job and then you've got to fix somebody else's mistakes before you can even start. It's easier to punish a sibling than your child. Yeah, I agree, but we all need to remember that Harry's a 40-year-old man. He's not a kid anymore, and any sympathy that we had for him, well, I don't know. My kids are in their early 20s, and I'm still pretty sympathetic to them. But yeah, I think it also becomes different when, like Harry, he's not just been difficult. I mean, he's actively done things to tear down the monarchy. It's crazy. BB says, I would never trust them around William's beautiful children. Yeah, and the creepy things that Harry said. Remember how he said in that one interview, oh, he's worried that William's children will become spares like him, and, the spare. That's the ultimate gig, baby. If I was in the royal family, the job I would want is the spare. Because you get all the cool stuff, you get the jewellery and the tiaras, and, well, okay, Harry's not going to wear a tiara, but you know what I mean. The palaces and the fame and the accolades and the adoration. But you don't have to do the tough job. You don't have to be the top of the heap. You don't have to make the decisions. You don't have to do things that might be unpopular. Because if you the king, no matter what you do, some people are going to fault you. But if you're the spare, man, nobody complains about Anne, Princess Anne. Well, okay, she is pretty hardworking, but would you rather be the queen or king, or the one underneath the spare? Which would you rather be? Marianne Von Trapp, he's near the end. I do think so too. I think King Charles hasn't got long to go. Ooh. Take a picture while Charlotte was sleeping? I didn't hear that. That's disgusting. Somebody take a picture of my child while they're sleeping. I tell you what, they won't darken my doorstep again. Maria van Trapp, so true. Yeah, which would you rather be? Would you rather be the king or the next one down? Or the queen or the next one down? I don't know. I wouldn't like to be the queen. I don't think so. Munchie, I would want to be the spare. Always in the know without the responsibility. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I would want to be the spare. That's the top job. That was Meghan. Yeah, I know. Harry didn't care about his position until Meghan put it in his head. And people say, oh, he was always jealous. He was always jealous. Well, everybody's always jealous. If you've got siblings, weren't you jealous of your siblings? I was. I was the only girl. There were 3 boys, and the boys were allowed to do things that I wasn't allowed to do. And I was jealous of my older siblings because they could do stuff. And now, looking back, I realize, well, it's just because they were a bit older, you know. Dillygaff, I wouldn't even want to be the spare. I'm no leader. Yeah. Well, you don't really need to be a leader to be the spare, do you? But Harry could have carved out any kind of role that he wanted. I hope my colleague hasn't walked past me while I've been chit-chatting to you. I'm waiting for her to let me into my building. Yeah, no. I get myself lost, says Dillygaff, let alone a whole nation. Well, the thing is, with the royal family, they've got a whole thousands of years of, what would you say, tradition to fall back on, so... Yeah, and what do you think about this story that came out with Princess Anne complaining that William wasn't doing enough, and some stupid royal commentator was saying, oh, he's called Workshire Willie. No, he's not. You just made that shit up, and now everybody's going to be thinking that, or some people are going to be thinking that. And so this commentator, so-called expert, was saying, what was he saying? I'm trying to remember. Something about Workshire Willie, but basically he was taking the story as though it was completely true. And he was saying, oh, but William, he doesn't do enough public-facing work. He does a lot behind the scenes, and then people don't know that he's doing it. Well, firstly, you're just saying that because you're a royal commentator, and if William's not out and about doing stuff, there's nothing for you to report on, so there's that. And secondly, how has nobody in the mainstream media said, absolute BS? Princess Anne never, ever, 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 ever would have said that. Ever. Never. Have you ever known her to complain about anything? Let alone a member of the family? Absolutely. Absolutely not. Marianne Van Trapp says, you helped me walk again. I was nerve pain, now it's better. Oh, Marianne, thank you so much for letting us know that. And just know that whenever we're on doing a live, or whether it's a video, I'm always sending healing and blessing vibes out to anybody who's watching and listening. And so anybody who's not feeling well, who's got a pain, honestly, as I do these, I've got a little heart that I often rub. And when I rub the heart, and even just when I'm talking, I'm just sending love and healing. And so I'm so glad, Marianne. I'm so, so pleased for you. Just please look after yourself. Take care of yourself. Try and get the right kind of nutrition. Try and get enough sleep. Oh, and I understand nerve pain. Nerve pain's the worst, the absolute worst. And so just sending you love and blessings, and I really appreciate you being here. M. Smith said, Harry had everything, now he has nothing but bad vibes. Yeah, but M. Smith, he brought it on himself, eh? Yeah, I don't know how you can go from being a prince to being, I don't know, a moaning whinger. M. Smith, he destroyed his reputation, he sure did. BB, enjoyed your live. off for a walk with the dogs and to get a coffee. Oh, well, thank you. Marianne says, you listen to your followers, I think. Oh, you listen to your doctors. But you see, listen to your doctors. Yeah, listen to your doctors, Marianne, absolutely. But also sometimes if what a doctor says doesn't sit right with you, it is important to get a second opinion. My son has several disabilities, well, both of them do, but with the one, the doctor wasn't, they couldn't figure out what was wrong with him. Okay, so I'll tell you about one of my sons. He had terrible ear pain he was only like 9, 10, 11 years old, and he would be screaming in agony. And we went from doctor to doctor to doctor, and they couldn't figure out what was wrong with him. And then finally, I was at breaking point because they were giving him morphine for the pain, and I was at breaking point. I'd been to 28 different doctors, homeopaths, specialists, natural remedy people. Nobody knew what was going on with him, and it was an absolute nightmare. He would wake up in the middle of the night screaming in agony. He couldn't leave the house. We couldn't put on the kettle or run a bath unless he was on the other side of the house, because any sound just made him scream in pain. And finally I was ready to collapse because I just couldn't take it anymore. And so I found online, I went to a psychologist because I was struggling, and the psychologist said if I was still doing hypnotherapy, I would hypnotize you to help you with your stress. And so I just searched for a hypnotherapist that was in my area, and I spoke to her about it, and she said, I think I can help him, bring him across. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is great. I mean, we'd traveled hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles trying to find help for him, and this lady was 10 minutes away. So I took him in to see her, and she was explaining to him what hypnotherapy was, and she was explaining, and as she was talking, her voice was so soothing that he went into a bit of a trance. And she said to me, he's really relaxed, should I just do it now? Because she was going to meet him, and then if he was interested, we would come back. So I'm like, yeah, sure, go ahead. And so he had told her that he was liked space and stars and that kind of thing. So she spoke to him, and she said to him, everything that makes your ears and your so painful, all of that is being sucked into a black hole and destroyed. But your hearing is absolutely fine, and you can hear, and nothing that you hear can hurt you. And so anyway, I went into a trance myself. I kind of come to about, 25 minutes later. I felt like I slept for about a month because I hadn't been sleeping, obviously. So I felt like I was so rested, and I'd slept. Anyway, so we thank her, and we get in the car, and my son's all happy and perky, and he's like, oh, that worked. I'm like, how do you even know it worked? No, I'm fine, I'm better now. And then I saw somebody turn on their lawnmower, and of course now I'm so sensitive to noise. Any noise I know is going to cause my son agony. He didn't even notice the lawnmower noise, and from that hypnotherapy, he was 100% healed. And we worked out later that there might have been some kind of a psychological aspect to it, which I won't go into now because it's a bit of a detail, but it just shows that when you know that there's something not right and the answers you're getting, it's not like you're shopping for an answer, but sometimes, well, if the treatment you're getting is not making you better, it might be time to seek other help. Rainbow, fix my ribs, please. So this is Dilligaff. So I can get courtesy car and start taking the dog out again. Dilligaff, I'm just sending you healing, love. Yeah, healing for those ribs. Oof. I know what rib pain is like. I dislocated the ribs where they meet the breastbone. Yeah, I dislocated that. And it sometimes still gets really sore when I cough a lot. Also praying for your dog, Dilligaff. Marianne, that's true. I've been to different doctors and therapy. Body and soul. Yeah, it's important to look after body and soul. Yeah. So yeah, that hypnotherapist became my friend. Yeah. Hello, Cindy Davis. Hello. How are you? Yeah, I'm locked out of my building, but I've been talking to you guys so much that I might have missed my colleague. 5 broken ribs. Dillygaff, my God. What happened? What happened? You can't leave us hanging now. What happened? That's terrible. I hope you didn't fall over that arsehole dog of yours. No, she's not. She's an awesome dog. She's an awesome dog. And I'm so pleased that you see the good soul in her. Alrighty. I don't even know what time it is now. I can't go until I know more about Dillygaff. Can you tell us, or you might not want to say publicly? Oh, yeah, it's been really good chatting to you all. Smashed my car into a lorry. I got me and the dog out while the car was alight. Oh my God! Oh my God, Dillygaff! I was talking earlier about miracle survival stories. That is a miraculous survival story. Oh, good Lord. Man, it's amazing, but it's terrifying. Dillygaff, Mom's having to look after me. She has a new dog. Oh, both the dogs are getting on. That's lovely. Oh. Yeah, Mums always want to look after their kids, no matter how old the kids are. Wow. Gee, I have so many questions. Tilly, I have so many questions. Where was the lorry? Did it stop suddenly? Did you get distracted? Did the dog distract you? How did you get out? Was the car all smashed up? Did it explode? Did somebody come and help you? Oh no. And you know, that kind of puts everybody's problems into perspective as well when you hear something like that. Yeah. Get better soon for sure. And any time you're on any of my videos and there's something wrong or you're not feeling well, just remember that I'm always sending love and healing through my messages. The energy actually carries through the technology airwaves. So, Dilly, I don't know most of it. I've lost 3 hours of memory. Oh man. Sometimes it's better not to know. Wow, well done on being such a hero for you and for your dog. Man, sometimes I think, you know, what if something happens to one of my members? Like if you just dropped off and we never heard from you again, it would be terrible. Alrighty, lovelies, I've got to go and check the time because I don't know, I may have missed my colleague coming into work. Yeah, let's all pray for each other, and that's one of the things I love about this community, that we pray for each other. So I can't check the time while I'm on a live. I don't think I can. Anyway, my lovelies, you have a fantastic day. Take care of yourselves. Thank you for hanging out with me. I might do a chit chat more often. The other thing, and you might not have it answered now, but I'm getting a little tired of Meghan and Harry, so what else do you want me to read on? Let me know. I've been thinking of doing more and more miraculous survival stories, and so I hope you're not waiting around too much longer. Yeah, she might have got in. I don't know what the time is. She normally comes at about 8 a.m. Queensland time, so I may have missed her, not sure. Alrighty, lovelies, you have a fantastic day, and sending you all love and blessings and healings, emotional, physical, mental, spiritual healing, and may the angels walk with you now and always.